Hey guys, I want to welcome you to the I'm Local podcast. Today I'm so excited to be speaking with Nina Pankiewicz of Yesco Atlanta Signs and Lighting. Nina, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Excited to
A-
be here.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I know we met I think this was at the what event was this at? This was at a chamber event, right?
DEI.
Okay.
DEI.
Yes, it was the DEI event. Yes, and I remember we were sitting at the same table,
Yeah.
and just got to talking and finding out about your business and what you're doing. So tell us what first. Tell us about your background, and
Okay.
then just tell us about Yesco and what you guys do.
Sure, sure. So my background is finance. I went to school for finance, business administration, and so I've worked in various roles in, risk management, project management, corporate strategic development, process improvement, things like that with
Yes,
Ford Motor Company, Blue Cross Blue Shield. I'm from Michigan, so
gotcha.
Motor City. So I've done that with those companies. My husband brought me here to Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
We met, did the long distance dating thing,
Okay,
and
okay.
then I came here. He was in signs. I had never heard of, signs as a career.
Right.
Signs are everywhere.
That's
They're
true.
they're leading you everywhere in every experience that you're having. But I had just never really thought about that or known anybody in that career.
Right.
And so he got into it because of his architectural design background, and then somehow just, started working for a sign company in college, and then just kind of, kept that going.
Kept it going. Right.
Yeah. So when I moved here to Atlanta and was looking for work, he's like, "Hey, I could use some help." And so
Right.
so he gave me a couple projects, and then he's like, "Oh, I kind of like the way you work. Like, let's do this."
Right.
And
Right.
so and
And
so
it's hard. And it's hard sometimes for husbands and wives to work together. So you guys are doing good.
yeah, it is. We collaborate really well because our sh- our strengths complement each other,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So he has the sign technical building design, like he knows how to design a sign, he knows how the
Right.
sign is actually built. And
Yes.
I know the business strategic part of it, the risk management, the financial management, and all of that. So we
That's
don't
awesome.
have to actually work together. We stay in our lanes,
Gotcha.
and
Gotcha.
and that blends together really well. So that's how that works.
Yeah, no, that's phenomenal though. I'm glad it kind of it's cohesive, and you really can't beat that. You just in the same business. You guys, like you said, you have your own different strengths that you work in, and that just makes things go. So, man,
Yeah.
that's phenomenal that you guys are working like that. So, what would you say is like your ideal customer? Who's the ideal customer for you guys?
Anyone that is in a physical space and has a building sign. you
Okay.
know um Signs need maintenance, lights need maintenance, just like you
Yeah.
have to, change the bulbs in your house, and
Right.
just like you have to do like the maintenance work in your house, you have to maintenance that sign. Like,
Right.
get your sign to help you market your business, and you have to maintain it so that it can continue to do that for you,
That,
right?
that's right. That's so okay. So do you guys work with small businesses? Are you like multi-million-dollar businesses? Like what's your range? Like if somebody's watching this or they're gonna listen to it, like what's your range so they know how to contact you guys?
Oh, yeah, sure. So we are working with as big as Emory, the largest employer in the metro Atlanta area. We
Yes.
do all of their signage and lighting. And when they did the changeover from DeKalb Medical to Emory, that was us that did that.
Awesome. Yes.
We're working with Mercedes Benz. We work with State Farm Arena, but then we also work with Drip Coffee Shop. We
Gotcha.
also work
Yes.
with Frontiera Coffee Shop, Vinoteco,
Okay.
so
Okay.
in that community, the smaller community, that's really where I like to see, because it just feels a little more real. I mean, we
Right.
absolutely love to support Emory because that's real as well,
Right. Right.
helping to ensure they have signage to make sure they can continue to care for folks at the hospital. But
Absolutely.
that small business owner that really needs to make sure that sign is lighting and looking perfectly to help them get that business, that's what I
Yes.
really like.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad you guys have that range like that you work with, because sometimes people might hear the name and they see who you guys work with and they may say, I can't, that's just out of my league. I can't, I'm not going to be able to afford anything like that. So it's good that you guys have a range of customers that you work with. So
Yes. And I would
on
say,
the
just really quick, I would just say, like, they should think you can afford not to maintain your sign,
yes,
because
yes.
that is what's drawing your business in.
That's
So,
right. And you know what? I do see, and this may be something, I do see, like, just driving around, and I see signs that they may not be lit, or, they kind of dirty, and not looking good. And you're right. That is a representation of the business. So, because that's one of the first things that people see, and that's how they identify themselves.
and you're thinking, like, is that business still open? When you see a
Right.
sign like that, is that business still open?
Right.
Or, like, should I even go here? Because maybe it's not the type of business I would want to, patronize, because that's a representation of how they're doing business.
That's right. That's right. That's a good point. Um, so what would you say is the unique selling point for Yesco, apart from all of the other sign companies that are out there?
Right. So, Yesco Corporate is the largest national sign company in the country.
Wow.
We're a franchise here in Atlanta, but
Yeah.
the corporation, they did the lighting and signage for the Sphere out in Vegas. And
Wow.
several of the beautiful, amazing signs and lighting that you see out there, they did
Yes.
that. So what Yesco brings to the table is that expertise and that knowledge.
Yeah.
We're not just any sign company or any, body that just decided that they know how to fix and repair and maintain a sign.
That's right.
We really bring that expertise. We have an amazing team of folks who are just really passionate about what they do, dedicated. They love what they do. They love their craft.
That's
And
right.
so, I share that, like how I told you, I share that in just like wanting to do what we do to help businesses succeed, help the small
Yeah.
businesses succeed. And
Right.
they share that passion as well. So that's what I would say is our differentiator is our team of talented folks.
Yeah, yeah, it's so important to have that background, and like you said, the team that they're excited. This is what they live and breathe, and this is what you
Mhm.
do. And when you have, and you could tell, you could tell when you're working with people, you could tell, like, man,
Oh,
this
yeah.
person really is excited about what they're doing, and then that means, okay, I'm gonna get the best, out of this individual, because they're giving me, they're just into what they're doing. They love it.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, okay, so let me ask you this. Like, what are some of the things that Yesco is doing in the local community that, are you guys, how are you pouring back into the local communities
Oh,
that you
yeah, that's
serve?
a great question. I appreciate you asking that. Henry County Chamber of Commerce, that's where we're really dived in, and we're really wanting to replicate that.
Yes.
DEI is a personal passion of mine. I'm involved in DEI in my kids' school. Because DEI really is inclusion. It's
Yes.
inclusion and it's equity. And why I'm so passionate about that, like in my kids' school and in the signage industry in particular, is because people that look like you and I don't have a lot of representation in this sign
Mm,
business, right?
yeah. Yeah.
So they don't know that this is a career path, right?
Yeah.
They don't and this is this is just a white male dominated industry.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
that's what that's what you will typically get if you go down the Google list of like who can do a sign repair. The top three or four, one of them will be us,
Yeah.
but the other three will be, white males. And that representation matters when, you understand the importance and the significance of how a business got there and why they need to stay there.
Mm,
You need
that's
a
important.
team of people who understand that and is working for that for you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So so that's one of the things. So we do a lot in Henry County, help small businesses however we can. And like I said, we're involved in Rockdale County.
Okay.
Their Chamber of Commerce is not as dynamic as Henry County, but we want to see more so that we can dive in there as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah. No, that's phenomenal. I'm glad that you guys are definitely pouring back into your communities, and you're being involved in at the chamber, and like you say, in DEI, and doing a lot for the communities in Henry County. So, do you guys service um uh just Henry County, Rockdale, or where do you guys? What's your service area?
All over Metro Atlanta.
Okay,
So it's actually a 29 county map of all the
okay,
counties that is like officially the Metro County area.
yes,
We service those for sure, but we also go to Savannah. We have
okay,
another. I shouldn't say we have another. There is another Yesco franchise in Augusta.
okay.
And so we partner with them on projects, and
Oh, that's nice.
if they need us to, they were just recently impacted by the storm. So
Yes.
they need help, we're there to help. So yeah, Augusta, Savannah, we've serviced. I would say all of the Southeast because
Okay.
we've also serviced Clemson University, Vanderbilt University, their scoreboards. So
Wow.
that's another area that people think like, oh, well, they're just doing signage, but it also includes like the ball field lights, the
Wow.
ball
Okay.
field screens, and things like that. So yeah, we've serviced them as well.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. So you guys could work with like schools and churches and all those businesses like that.
Absolutely, that's who we
Oh,
want to serve. That's who we want to
that's
serve.
that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. So okay, so in wrapping up, I want to ask you like what is like some advice that you as a business owner, you an entrepreneur, business owner, you've been in business for years, you
Mhm.
have the background in finance. Like what advice would you give to someone, an entrepreneur, somebody that's just getting started in business and they're looking to launch? What would you say?
I would say connect with the people, like
Yeah.
the people that you are trying to serve, find some way to connect with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, because that's what we really just have to be in tune with. We're very clear, like we do signs and lighting, but we are serving our community. We're in
Mm.
service.
Yes. Yes.
That, and so however, and that looks like, us servicing their signs and lightings. That looks like, them calling us back and saying like, hey, we need help, with the sponsorship, or
Yes.
my son is doing this in his community for his football team,
Right. Right.
or this business has a ribbon cutting. They need so many people out there so they can feel that support. That's what that looks
Absolutely.
like. And that is really key, is connecting with the community, because that's why we're doing this. We're all
Mm,
in this together.
that's powerful, and I'm glad you said, because in the Bible it says, "Service to many leads to greatness," and that's what you guys are doing. And I'm just so excited that you guys are in the community. You're doing great things. This has been phenomenal. One last question, that I ask everybody is, okay,
Yeah.
you're in the community, you're in Henry County, um, you live here and in this community. What's one local place or local whatever that you frequent that you like, you and your husband go to, or what's one local place?
Okay, so just last Thursday we were at Crufts and Crafts.
Okay, okay, yes, yes, yes. Okay,
Yeah,
on the square.
yeah, and we saw the story on the square.
Yes.
Yeah, so I would not be misleading and say that I frequent there
Right, 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 right.
because we have three small kids and we rarely get out. But
I understand.
unless it's working and serving.
Yes, yes,
Um, but we were able to just kind of kick back there last Thursday. It was actually after it was a Montessori school opening evening
yes.
event. And so we
Okay.
were able to, kind of kick back there. And we love the square. It's so
Yeah, yeah.
festive, and
Right, right.
the Halloween contests and everything that they're
Yes.
doing down there. It's great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'd love to hear that. Love to hear that you're stopping into the local places and stuff like that. Man, it's phenomenal. So Nina, thanks for being on the podcast. Talking about Yesco and what you guys are doing there, and how you're such a great community partner. Can't wait to see all the great things that you guys are doing. And I'll be sure, as we're out in the community, just telling people about you guys and what you're doing as well. Because
Thank you.
with my local Henry, we're here to really help businesses, entrepreneurs. We want to get the word out about everybody. We just want to put it out there. So thanks again for being on and sharing your story. It was really enlightening.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for what you're doing to help these small businesses get the exposure that they need, and including us. So,
Absolutely.
thank you so much. I appreciate that.